Alright, so I think I got the line shaders pretty much doing what I want them to do. And these shaders are a little nicer than the ones that came by default with Manim. And they don't like stretch out when I transform them, so that's cool. What I want to do now is make it possible to link a specific scene. And that way I could actually post links to Manim scenes, which would be super cool. However, I don't know how to do that, so wish me luck. I guess I might as well just install this for starters. Hey, Aquabeam, what's going on? I managed to fix those line shaders from before, so now... So basically when you move far away, the lines themselves don't expand the way they did before. So that's pretty cool. I also need to do some optimizing to make sure that the right animation worked relatively quickly. Hey, Blake4096, what's going on? Yeah, I guess yesterday I didn't stream. I actually did work on this yesterday, but the work I was doing was so annoying and frustrating that I didn't really want to stream it. And I did get pretty frustrated doing it. So yeah. What happened here? And my thing just broke, so that's cool. Example's not defined. Yeah, I did mess that up. So writing works now, however, it goes backwards. And I'm not totally sure why it goes backwards. That time I had to cache them. But it basically looks like that. And it does make me wonder some why it's going in the opposite direction. But you know what? That is a goal for another day. For now, I'm just going to try to make it so that I can post like a link, and then when you post the link, it'll bring you to like that scene that I had before. So that'll basically link you to... Oh, not this. Well, I want to do the one with the sine and the cosine. This one. Basically take you here. Modulo loading. To here. Of course, minus DevTools as well. So it looks like... Does this need script tags? Arabic Manim. Yeah, that's a way to put it. It's basically Arabic Manim. what you need to do to make the line shaders work. Okay, so here's why the line shaders were super annoying. The line shaders that are used in the community version, also, actually, yeah, the community version and the non-community version actually render a curve at a time, basically. So let me actually just use my tablet for this. Actually, is it worth doing that much work? Maybe it's not. They rendered a curve at a time, which means that in order to render part of a curve, which you have to do in the right animation, you would have to change the underlying points to make it so that you had a curve. If you had something like this, and you wanted to stop halfway like this, you had to rewrite your curves so that you had a single curve that ended here. So you would rewrite it so that you had a triangle like this or something. And you would reconstruct the points on every frame, which was super, super slow. So I had to make it so instead of reconstructing the points every frame, you would pass all of the points, and there would just be a parameter which would control how much of the points or how much of the line was being shown. And that is this parameter, line range, or draw range. So I edited the code so that the right animation will now set that that variable here. It won't do pointwise become partial. How do I zoom? I should know how to zoom in this, but I don't. Whatever, forget it. Normally it does this. Now it does that. And that's a lot faster. So that's pretty much what it is. Dude. Yeah. It was really, really frustrating. But I'm glad you think it's interesting. I mean, it would be probably interesting if I was less super frustrated with it. Okay, I guess I have to do that. Not here, but main.js. Oh man, I don't know how to use whatever.use. Maybe I can do the app.use. I'm gonna pretend that's how you do it. Okay, so hopefully a view router. Well, didn't crash, so that's good. So maybe that's all I need for that, hopefully. Darn. Whatever. Route components. Define the routes. Create the router. Create and mount the root instance. Okay, so I guess this needs the components before I even... Wait. So routes, each route will map to a component. We'll talk about the nested routes later. I don't even know if these components are defined before I use create app. Well, it has the template here. That seems weird. I guess I'll try just copying this. Pretty much verbatim. Darn. Like so. So create the app, then app.use the router? Wait, I don't know if this makes sense. Use the router instance. Because am I still... Do I have to still call.use on the view router itself? Guess I'll just do it again. So I'm already doing app.use view router. Now I'll call app.use router as well. Also... Oh, I thought I skipped 4. And then does this go to dashboard? Calling this, we get access to it as this dollar router, as well as the current route is this dollar route. Twice the router on the route inside the setup function. Use the use router or use route functions. Okay. Need to map routes, the given pattern to the same component. For example, we may have a user component which should be rendered for all users but with different user IDs. In view router, we can use a dynamic segment in that path to achieve that. With this colon ID, I guess. Okay, that's actually going a bit past what I was wondering. It seems weird that you need the entire definition here and in a string. It seems strange. Well, does this say these can be imported? Well, okay. Doesn't this home component doesn't appear anywhere though? What happens if I go to slash about? Nothing. Well, this doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let me see if I missed something else. I did app.use router. Am I supposed to use router link and router view? That would make some sense. Probably more sense than what's happening down here. Oh, do we need the HTML and the CSS? Like in the HTML, I do this router link. Use the router link component for navigation. Okay, I'll try that. So I guess an app.view. Here, I'll put it right at the top, and I'll put, or yeah, right at the top. I'll put these. Okay, so I have router links for slash, for forward slash, and for forward slash about. And hopefully those would link up to this. And make that appear here. Wherever I put this. Specify link by passing to the to prop. Router link will render an A tag with the correct href. Interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like that's kind of doing something. Div home and div about. Okay, so this div I don't see appearing. Should be right beneath this. Oh, there it is, but I still don't see it. Wait, no. No, it's still not appearing. Component home and component about. With the correct href attribute. Have view 3, have view router. I should be using both of those. Why would that not be appearing? Can we move this somewhere where it should be more visible? Like here. Same thing. Oh. Yeah, same thing. Oh, there's a warning. Component provided template option, but runtime compilation is not supported in this build of Vue. Component provided template option, but runtime compilation not supported in this build of Vue. Configure your bundler to alias Vue to that. Well, hopefully that means I can rerun the dev server. Oh wait, that was the wrong server. Darn. Man. This is the one I wanted to bring down. Now I have to wait for this socket to come back up. Okay, I think it's working again. But it might be doing the same thing. Yeah, wait. The plugin must either be a function or an object with an install function. Could not load content for design icons. I don't think that's related. View dist view.esm bundler. So something wrong with the router view, I guess. Okay, let me call use not on this, just on the router itself and see if that helps. And it looks like it's doing the same thing. Runtime compilation not supported. Oh my gosh. Let's see if this is a common thing. Darn. No, not necessarily is open. So this is the problem. Import create. Interesting. Although this comment isn't helpful. Jeez. Have you had that config.typescript? Well, I'm not a huge fan of copy pasting random lines. Hey, Dietmar. What's going on? Maybe also be point to view docs explaining view files. Default this. install here. Create web history and create router. Does that work? Edit our main.js file to use the router in our application. And then use router link in router view. Okay. Let me just try to move this. Nice, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna disregard all of this that I copied from the documentation before. And try just doing this. Source router index.js. Wait, how will it know to import from there though? Think about rewriting the surface shaders after your tutorial. That'd be pretty useful. Yeah, if you could get them to use projection matrices, that would be a huge help. Or I think it'd be a huge help. So I create this and export it. Then I import that. Okay, so let's try that. Bullshit. Okay, so I can import these. The home and the other thing? No, this is probably... What does this at mean? The at mean inside an import path. Seems like the modern approach is a compute shader for the tessellation. Okay. I've heard a little about compute shaders, but my understanding that was that compute shaders were used for leveraging the GPU for non-graphical computations. Oh, so you must mean that, like, in order to triangulate it, you use a compute shader. Then you pass that data into another shader to render it. Which sounds a little tricky. Wait, what's the answer? It's done with Webpack resolve.alias configuration isn't specific to Vue. In Vue Webpack template, Webpack is configured to replace that with source. Does that work with V8? Which is you're trying to fix via rewriting just for learning. Well, the shaders are kind of... Well, just the fact that they're written by Grant really means they're not that great. They're tainted indeed. They're basically tainted. Why won't it let me... Weird. learning and general improvement. That's always good. The whole glitching, yeah, that would be really helpful. One of the things about leveraging using compute shaders is I don't know if you can do it consistently between AMD and NVIDIA. NVIDIA, oh my gosh. NVIDIA has what's called GPGPU, I think. I think this is specific to NVIDIA. Any arbitrary Boolean function, including those of addition, multiplication, other mathematical functions, can be built up from a functionally complete... Wait, okay. Okay, NVIDIA has CUDA, which is an implementation of this GPGPU for... Although I don't know for sure if this is compute shaders or just a way to compute using the GPU. Those might not be the same. Anyway, NVIDIA has CUDA, which is like really, really good. However, you can't use it with you can't use it with AMD. With AMD, you have to use OpenCL. Although this will... Yeah, I guess this works with NVIDIA. And AMD. But this is not nearly as good as CUDA. So, you know, pick your poison. Quirks with GPUs? Yeah, most people don't care about them enough to, like, you know, do anything with them. I forgot how you make a view component. I guess I'll save that. Oh my god, this is making me... Index.js. Manim web frontend. Source router index.js. It's kind of annoying how everything's not standardized. Yeah. Once you get that low level, it's not really standardized anymore. Okay, so I wrote that file. Now I'm going to want to edit. Use home.view. With this, I need basically a template. The JavaScript. And then the CSS, if I need CSS. gosh. Views home.view. Why can't I say this? There should be source. No. I'm using a new keyboard and it's pretty difficult to use. I'm kind of struggling. Okay, so I have that. And here where I'm going to use it. So, I don't need this to really say anything. For standardization? Okay, so I think I can get away with just this. I don't know if I have to export anything. There's no setup. Just have an empty setup. I saw that Holibril had an example with a vector field that looked really nice. Not sure how he did that. I think it was just with Cairo. src slash views slash okay. Okay, what is a PIM object? What is it? Okay, so okay. So I think I'm getting this. Now I can go to router index. Now I can import this from dot. So it's in router, it's dot slash view slash home. Okay, so that seems right. Okay, so now go here. It's an object for points and dots. So if you wanted a point or a dot, why wouldn't you just use dot? Or is it different from dot? Slash router. Router. There's that. And here's the router views. Okay, let's see if this helped at all. So I guess this defaults to home. Great, now I can switch this. Cool, cool, cool. So now I have to ask, what do I even want this to do? I think I'll probably want all of this to be its own component. Use its own type of shader. Okay. Alright, that could potentially do something helpful. Okay. Change that to lab. I guess there should be a home page. Hold on. There should be a home page and then a lab page. No, the home page will just be the landing page, I think. Did you decide for specific switches? I wanted switches. I think I chose the Cherry MX Browns. Oh, there are a lot of browns here, so that's not super helpful. Anyway. Pretty sure I got MX Browns. Prior to that, I forgot what the color was. It might have been green. But I got really clicky ones. And that was fun for a bit. I think these are the clicky ones. Well, it's not let me switch. Oh, it's loading. Gotcha, gotcha. These are a nice balance between a good sound and a good feel. For a little while, I liked keys that were just obnoxiously super loud. And I just really enjoyed that for some reason. So I have a lab and an about. And what I'm gonna do is not go straight to app.view. I have a home.view, or well, app is actually a good name for it. Whatever, I'll switch around some of these names later. I have the landing or something dot view. Oh wait. There. And with this, I can have just these router links. I think I'll have to wrap it in W app. I think. I don't know. I just won't do it. Whatever. Alright, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so this one's created on app. Oh my gosh. Going to try importing the other one. Getting landed here. And it didn't like that. From source main.js. I think I put this in components. Home is not defined. So why is it trying to define home? Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Now, I don't really feel like writing a home page. That seems annoying. So maybe what I really want to do is just have... I could do like / sine cosine or something like that. And have / like sine cosine / present. Something like that. Or it might have to be the other way around. Present / sine cos. But I will have to rewrite this so that it doesn't have the editor and stuff. I don't think will be super hard. It'll be pretty much just a canvas. Why is there a terminal container here? That'll be pretty much just this. And it won't be our lab either. It'll be like presentation or something. Okay, might as well just rename that now. Use lab.view. To views present.view, something like that. I'll switch to that. Close this. And here I'm gonna need pretty much just that template. Great. If I check the landing page, now it's present and about, or present and about. Present about there, great. Why would this default to about though? Guess it doesn't say which one to default to. Okay, so it defaults to neither one. Then I can do this. Okay. So this present one will basically just be a canvas, and then this logic. And I think that's all. Let me put this canvas here. Oh my gosh. I'm messing up all my motions. There, finally. I don't need a... Yeah, I probably will need a style, actually. So I'll just have this in the present one. And it's true that doesn't exist. I'll just delete that for now. Okay, then it's gonna need basically the same setup that's here, but is there a way to do this without duplicating anything? Handle mouse down, things like this are pretty much inherent to the canvas. Scene camera, render timestamp, etc. Maybe what I need is the main page should have a reference to a global pyodide instance. And then all this logic handling the rendering should be its own component. I think that would be helpful. Which makes me wonder how much of this I can bring into its own component right now. Let me go to the landing. Okay, so I can have... Wait. Yeah, I think it'll default to this one, / and this one can be mapped to the app. Why is this so difficult? Yeah. This is just within source. This is within router, so that should be right. Okay, this one I'll call... No, I'll just call that app, I guess. It should probably be called lab or something like that. Okay, so I think that'll set the default. And now, if I go here, I see this. And it has these really ugly links. And I can go to those, great. Well, I can't really go back to the slash. Save that. Also, can I get these on new lines, please? Is that how you do that? Oh man, now the scrolling is off. That's a pain. It should really, they should be on a sidebar or something, but I'll get to that later too. I think now, unfortunately, I'm going to start refactoring that canvas into its own component. I don't think there's any more procrastinating on that. Because I'm going to want pretty much the same component for this and to display when I go to the present. Which means I'm going to have to factor that out. Well, it was nice knowing me. I should probably do this beforehand, though. Okay. Oh. Why did Firebase.json change? Oh, I think I just don't need that. I do need... Oh my gosh. I keep accidentally entering things. Source components. Landing, I need that. I need source router. And I need source views. Wait, why didn't I have it? I guess update won't, if you add with update, it won't do it unless it's already been added before. Okay, don't think I need to add the assets or anything like that. Great. Not looking forward to this. Okay. So I guess I should call this canvas.v, something like that. And basically, I don't even want this to include the terminal. So I basically just want only this line. Okay. Then maybe I'll just add this beneath the regular canvas. So I can have this canvas.view. I'll try just importing that. So I have that canvas there. I got this canvas. And then right above this one, I'll just put in the canvas I created. So I guess this is the one. Oh, it's doing like get element by ID, and it must be like getting this one. Okay, but that's not what I wanted to do, I think. Okay, then I'm gonna just go through this, see what's related to the canvas, and then factor that out. Render DOM element.client width. So scene camera render, basically all of the logic that's used for 3JS will have to be factored into this component. So not fetching pyodide, I don't think. But all of this, scene camera render, yeah, this stuff, continue loop and start loop. Yeah, I think even this. Aspect ratio, widths, heights, not the editor. Has to be within setup. Okay. So I have that SVG cache and tech cache. Probably do have to be brought over, yeah. Even that needs its own revamping. Handle mouse down and stuff will have to be moved over. On mounted. So this, when you start the site, it's going to read this SVG. Cache the SVG, and that's it. So basically that's saved in memory. And that is something that's probably helpful to do. What's with the indentation here? Everything here is just indented for no reason. Oh no, this is all in on-mounted. Okay, that makes some sense. So the SVG cache, it should probably have this. And so it's going to need this on-mounted function. Text area won't need, editor won't need. Then this, initializing the scene camera renderer and render. I think all of that probably pretty much have to get no matter what. Now, this is using get element by ID, which I think I shouldn't have to do. I'm gonna see if I can use a ref for this instead. So comment that. Oh. Okay, so that does that now. Here, this is where it's this normal canvas. I'm gonna see. What was it? Element by ID. This. I'm gonna try to put a ref on the canvas, which I don't remember how to do. Template refs, I think it's called. And I guess it's supposed to work on within on-mounted as well. Or maybe it's only within on-mounted. Which luckily works out for me. Okay, so I have this, the ref. I'll put the ref on the canvas element. So I've done that. Const root. So I have to... Wait, do I have a const canvas anywhere? I don't. So I guess that means I can say const canvas equals ref null. Same thing that's here. And then I'll just try to log it. Value. And also return it. Great. And we got an error. Kind of what I expected. Canvas is not defined. Oh, maybe this has to be outside of the on-mounted. Syncing it like here or something. Okay, and I guess that worked. I didn't know this was 3840 by 2160. Did I do that? Seems super huge. Well, anyway. Okay, now I think I can just do canvas dot value. And I think this will do the same thing. Great. Okay, so now it doesn't do that document.get element by ID. So I'm going to do more or less just copy what I did there. If I can find it. That's... So bring that there. Then on the on-mounted, change canvas.value for the renderer. Then I have to return that. Have that, then within on mounted. That's when I'm attaching it to the render. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna add back the component canvas. See how this behaves now. Well, something didn't work. Cannot read property append child of null. Something else must have used this get element by ID. A full screen canvas, but I don't think that would have caused the problem. When is that used? Get element by ID normal canvas. I guess I can do the same thing. Hopefully. No, it still doesn't like something. Cannot read the property append child of null. Or get value of null at 146. Although it's pretty strange that this would have that problem. Reading the editor? Is this before I loaded the app itself? Alright. Gonna copy or comment that again. See if that helps. And it does. So it's something to do with this existing twice. I'm not totally sure why that'd be a problem. Might have to do with this ID, actually. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Oh, then I have to add it back. Nope, something to do with having two of them. It's not totally clear what. Unable to locate a target. These do have the exact same ref. Maybe that's a problem. But I don't think it should be. Made into a package. Maybe they do have to be different. This reason I was trying to make it an array. Okay, maybe this one should be like component canvas, something like that. Try to make this be component canvas like that. And everywhere I use canvas.value, switch that to component canvas. Okay, see if that helps. And it does, as far as I can tell. Okay, so refs can't be the same even in different components. I thought they could. I guess not. That's fine. Oh wait, I didn't uncomment it. Or did I? No, I didn't. No, it still has a problem. Well, that stinks. Because that means I probably won't be able to... Maybe it's because this is called canvas. That means I probably won't be able to do this iteratively by doing it by developing the two of them at the same time. I guess I could move this into its own component and slowly like try to do that without breaking it. That's kind of risky. But it's my only option. Okay, at this point I might just restart what I had here. Yeah, sure. Wait, how is this still here? Oh, I never added it. Whatever. Okay, so this should obviously work. Okay, so that obviously works. And then components. Do this again, even though it's empty at the moment. I'm gonna try to replace the default canvas. This one with the component, not this one. This one with a component. So I'm going to start it this way again. That should obviously work, and try to gradually move things into the component and out of the parent one. Canvas is not defined. Does not provide an export. That's kind of weird. Did I have to do something to explicitly export it? I don't think I did. Maybe I just need something here. Like this. Nope, that doesn't do it. Does not provide an export. Okay. I wonder if I need the name. An export named create router. Well, that's not quite what I want. Oh, do I have to... Now I put it here in Canvas. See the export default. A default export, not a named export. Oh, so is it like this? Okay, that was the problem. Okay, so with that, now I'm going to start bringing this stuff over. Well, seeing how much I can bring over. So it's creating this Manim scene, then it's instantiating these, the scene, camera, render, etc. And these will be needed for the rendering loop. Essentially, I'm gonna have to start that render loop, which means I'm gonna need all of this data and a lot of this on-mounted data. Let's see, I wonder if I can just bring over the canvas at first. Just put this here. That would be extremely convenient. Wait, is that where that was? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, it looks like that still works. Which is good. Now, I am able to share... I mean, read refs from another component, or IDs, I guess. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be able to share JavaScript variables, and in fact, I probably can't. I'm basically going to start this render loop. Then I have to have callbacks or something for when to pause, when to restart, things like that. But I prefer if the scene, the Manim object, can exist separately from the canvas. That would be really helpful. Okay, let me try to bring this stuff over. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's broken at this point. I'm basically 100% sure, but you have to do that. So, Pyodide and Manim, that will both live in the app, in the higher level one, and the editor. So that's fine. All of this is fine to stay in the app. The SVG cache, that should probably exist with the canvas. That's pretty related to rendering. So I'll put that there. I'll take it out of here. Wait, does this even have the SVG cache variable? It does. All the code that can stay. This will have to be moved. And this. Let's see, at least this much. What was this again? Current animation loop, yeah, whatever. Okay. This render loop will probably have to move over. However, this uses Pyodide and Manim. Let's see what this even does now. Scene is not defined? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's all true. Okay. I have to return that step here. And this is where I'll have to put a scene and camera and render, at least, but probably more than those. This mysterious error. Insert menu. This must mean... This must be related to the menu for choosing the scene, I think. Pyodide lib. Was it here? Items equals Manim scene. I don't see why that would be a problem. Canvas W flex. Landing router view. And this thing. W app W flex canvas. Then it just says unhandled error. Unable to locate target W app. Okay. So I guess that means this has to be wrapped in W app as well. I guess. No, same thing. What could that mean? There's a W app here. And this is just the component. I wonder if that changes if I remove this class. And it still doesn't. It's not super clear to me what it's trying to do. I wonder if it's related to this. Probably not the W overlay thing. Append child of null. Append child of null. If it was trying to append to something and that thing is null now, it was probably trying to get that canvas in some way. And now it can't. This could be the issue. Possibly. Yeah, I kind of don't think so. Guess I can check. Yeah, looks like that's not it. Okay, so instead, I'm gonna comment more of the setup function and see how much it takes for this to work again. At least run without that error. Okay, so here it's still happening. Paradise lib is not defined. I'll just comment all of it. Why not? Should at least allow it to render again. No, still. Property is full screen as accessed during render. Okay. Okay, so this will just want to be like false. Can't read property map of undefined. Wait, why does it still say is full screen was accessed during? Oh, I have to return it too. Okay, so got one, I guess. Oh, that was the wrong one. Read property map of undefined. That sort of makes sense. I think it's because the Manim scenes aren't there. Okay. Now it's this again. Proxy.insert menu. You know, it's not super clear to me why it would say that now, but not before now. Is full screen equals true? It's on the click. Prior to that, it has this selection for the items from Manim scene, which is just next to a button. Seems like it's this problem. W menu. Something about this menu. If I take this out, is that any better? Unmounted is not defined. I think that's better. Because that's something I can just import here. Here. Okay, getting there. Axios not defined. So I guess it's something about that menu. Actually, that kind of makes sense. Or does it? No, not really. I push on these objects with label and scene name, but it should be fine if it's just empty. Yeah, I'm not sure why that would matter. 3 is not defined, that makes sense too. If I can help it, I won't have to have 3JS separately from the canvas at all. Hopefully. Can I read property globals? Not sure what that's about. Pyodide.globals. Oh, so this relies on the existence of pyodide, which makes sense. This code is kind of jank. I'll probably have to replace it or something. But this does need pyodide. How was this running before, though? Must have been some sort of on load or something. Fetch pyodide here. Maybe it just always happens afterward or something. Let's see where that's mounted. Okay, so this is if the pyodide lib is not equal to null. Otherwise, it's something else. So why was pyodide lib? Oh, so I have to set this to null here. Now that shouldn't crash. Nope, still doing it. Oh, because it's undefined? Wait. I don't know if this makes sense. So I can try that. Yeah, that did it. Oh, because maybe I can do this. Then have Pyodide here. And then also return that. And maybe now that I'm returning it, it won't do it. Great. It is trying to run some mouse callback, but whatever. Okay, so that's good. Property render was accessed during render. Let me... What was this? Okay, so this essentially restarted it. Where should that live? That should probably live with the canvas. I don't know if it makes sense to have a function to restart the rendering. That's separate from any canvas. That doesn't make too much sense. Which means this is gonna have to do something else. Since it's listed in the template here. And the same thing with refresh, actually. Function. Now, how should this work? I guess the button, even the action of rendering, will have to be attached to that canvas somewhere. I think. And then when I do that button, I have to like change its scene, something like that. What's the reactive way to do this? This is called like current render loop or something. Current animation loop. That should definitely live with the canvas. And that's gonna get restarted. Pretty much here. If that restart loop boolean is set. So if I wanted this to run reactively, I would have to, I think, pass this in to the canvas as a prop. And then at some point, the parent component will have to change this value to true. It would run through this. Instead of restart loop equals false here, it would have to trigger a callback to the parent, which will change this to like false again, something like that. With like emit. Yeah, I think that should work. But for now, it means the refresh button and the render button, They just can't be here. Not right now. And maybe not even the full screen one. The full screen one might end up having to go eventually. Okay, it did that without crashing, at least. Shows all the stuff. Now I'd like to be able to get the code to at least appear. That would be a good first step back. Also, loading Pyodide would be nice. Let me check. I think the code will be a little easier though. Oh, the code is only... Wait, why? The code is only fetched after Pyodide is loaded? Oh wait, I don't think that's true. The scenes are processed after Pyodide is loaded. And on mounted, the editor is loaded. It's like an uncommon on mounted here. And it might be just this. That might be all I need. Maybe. Editor's not defined. Should I set some global value for it or something? There. All the way at the top is set up like here. Hold on, can I just... Oh, because this is happening within on mounted. Yeah, maybe I do need this at the top. So like... Here? Here. I'm gonna put the edit there. Now the code appears. Great. Now I wonder if I can get Pyodide to load. Let me try to do that. That's basically all that's basically it. Manim scene and Manim. I will want to load those. And I will want to process the scenes through Manim. I'm gonna go for the gold. I'm gonna try to do all of this at once. Loading Pyodide and loading Manim. Close. Cannot import name linouch from JS. Okay, that makes sense. Because a lot of these patch functions, I need all of those. This is really showing me all the ways this should be modularized. Because really, it doesn't make sense to import Manim. But it's not a good place to put... I'll just leave them there. It doesn't make sense to import Manim unless I have these patch functions here. Selected scene is not defined. Okay, so I can at least... I have the terminal back. Selected scene is not defined. What did I do with that? I guess I can just leave it as null. Manim scene. Okay, that's not set until after I try to run it. Okay. Okay, so I managed to load Manim and Iodide again. And that's good. So now, starting this render loop. Let's see, what else do I need? Pretty much only that render loop. And the refreshing, etc. Pretty much only things related to the render, which is what I want. Now, when you hit the render button, what should happen? I think what I have to do is pass the scene, the Manim scene, and like the action to begin rendering as props to the canvas. Yeah. I think. Although it has been about 2 hours, so maybe I can blow that off until later. Current. The current animation loop. Wait, I already set that? I do. At least I would if I returned it, I think. No, I don't need to return it. But I do set this, but I don't call it. Is it called here? Well, there's a regular render loop. Okay, so this needs the regular render loop. And that's more important than the current animation loop. So it'll immediately start running this, but this won't do anything by default. Then, eventually, I'll pass a scene and restart loop. And when that happens, then it'll run the scene through Manim to run in order to render it. So that's what will have to happen. Okay. So I'm going to save this. It's like beginning. Cool. And once that is finished, I should be able to have a separate present page or like presentation page. So I can link to just the interactive window. Okay, but that's for another day. Do I want to do a raid right now? Yeah, sure, why not? We can do that. I feel like so much of the science and technology section is like animals. Is this person seriously doing Manim? That's so cool. Gotta stream at peak time. When would that even be? Probably when I'm in work. If this person's doing Manim, we're obviously rating this person. They are. Wait, is it our version? It is, because they're looking at the documentation. Oh, dude, that's super cool. We're reading this person. Be sure to say hi and stuff. Oh, they have a better... Oh, wait. This is different from Lo-Fi Girl, I think. Okay, cool. Anyway.
Okay. Oiler tour. Rating with a party of 3.
No, and I'll cut it for YouTube.
Thanks for the raid, Oiler tour.